it going? This is Coach Ray, and this is the Brownsville Royal Knights. How's it going, everybody around the world? Hey, it's chess time again, and here we go, man. Hey, we got Daniel coming in. Hey, Daniel. Hey, awesome. You're on this evening. Yes, yes. I said I was going to start doing the shows. I was a little iffy on the time, but hopefully we'll keep around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock on Saturdays, and we'll start getting back to a regular schedule and keep doing the lessons and all that. So great. Hey, Rene, ¿qué tal? How's it going, Rene? You doing all right? Great. Thank you for joining me. So, guys, how's it going? Next week is October the 8th, and it's International Chess Day, and we're actually it's International Chess Day, and there's going to be a chess tournament at Champion Elementary. So all you students from the Valley, especially Brownsville, make sure to be there. Make sure to get signed up. I will put I will post something today, or if not by at least by tomorrow, so you guys have enough time to register. I think its deadline is Wednesday or Thursday, and so it'll be cool. You guys know how to do that. So great, man. Awesome. So let's get to it, man. We haven't done this in a while. I might forget how to do it, but here we go. So I'm going to share a puzzle with you, and let's see what we got here. Let's see here. Let's share. Let's go with Chrome tab. Here we go. Analyze board. Yes, let's go with that. And here we go, guys. What do you think about this one? This is a mate in 4. Checkmate in 4. Let me make sure we're live here on this other board here. Yeah, we are. Okay, hold on. Boop, boop, boop. Dun, 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 dun. Yep, are we? Yeah, we are. Anyway, what do you think, guys? I'll give you some time to load it up and all of that, and let's see what happens with you guys. All right, so it's white to move. It's a checkmate in 4. It's a checkmate in 4. And so what do you think? Checkmate in 4. And let's see what you got. What do you guys see? You guys think of anything yet? Here we go. We're live on the Brownsville Royal Knight page. And that is cool. And hopefully we're on my regular page as well. I think so. It should be. I don't know, maybe not, but it'll get there eventually. So, guys, all right, let's check that out. Let me double check. I know it's on. Also, you can see this also on the ACTITUD y PASIÓN YouTube channel, so you can see that again. All right, hey, how's it going, Brooklyn? Hey, there you go. So here we go, guys. Let's look at this position. You always look for a good check, right? Always look for a good check. So let me pull out my banner here and all of this. And what are we doing here? We got, oh man, I'm really off here. There we go. There's my deal. But you guys want to look at the Grandmaster moves, right? So remember the Grandmaster moves. One of the Grandmaster moves is a good check. A good check is a check that forces the king to move or wins material after check king moves and you win material. Or maybe check piece blocks, leaving a piece unprotected and you capture that piece. So those are good checks, right? Also, attack the queen is always a good Grandmaster move. Attack the queen. There's always attack, and you should always consider this move or this idea: attack the unprotected piece every single time. You should consider that, and of course, creating a pin. Pins are created by bishops, the long range pieces, the rooks go up and down the files and across the ranks, and of course your queen that both acts like a rook and a bishop. And of course you have the Grandmaster move of little pawn attacks big piece. Always, pawn is 1 point, the piece could be 3, 5, or 9 points. And so when a little pawn attacks a piece, he's always going to make a winning attack. Of course, create a pass pawn. Why we want to create a pass pawn? So that we can promote to a queen. So yeah, so those are the things. But let's look for a good check. We're trying to see what we got here. Yes. Hey, I'm visiting Texas. Hey, where in Texas are you, girl? Let me know. And see what we'll see. Maybe we can visit or something. But here we go. So one of the good checks here might be, we want to consider every check. So we got queen here, obviously the closest check, but king will capture, so that would not be a good idea. We have queen here, but the pawn will capture, the queen will capture, so that would not be a good idea. We have queen down here, but queen captures the queen, so that's not a good idea. We have pawn push, check, but the queen captures here, check, and then we're we the tables get turned around and all of a sudden we're being attacked. So the only check that's really any good would be this one right here. That is a check, and that comes right through here. The queen, of course, moves in straight lines, and so he's attacking the king. The king cannot move forward because the queen's controlling that square. The king cannot go here because two kings cannot be together, and the king cannot be here because the pawn is controlling that square. So the only move he's got, black has to block the check or get away from the check. Actually, the very first option anytime there's a check, guys, is of course queen capture the queen. But there's no way. And so like Daniel's saying here, yeah, then the bishop must defend, right? The bishop must defend, so the bishop blocks the attack. And so that's move number one. We said this was a checkmate in four. So what do you think is the next move? What do you think would be the next move here? Huh? Checkmate in four, guys. And so remember the checks. Okay, we do have this one. This is now a pin. Oops, let me get this out. This is now a pin. The bishop is useless. He cannot move. Think about this is checkmating four, right? Checkmating four, and we look for all the checks. So we have a bishop check here, right? Queen captures. We have a pawn check here. Queen captures and check, and we get into trouble. And we also have a check here, attacking the king, and queen captures. But sometimes, guys, there is a sacrifice, and a sacrifice is done in order to expose the king to more checks. Sometimes the check is done to move a piece out of the way so that we can take advantage on some square. And sometimes the check the sacrifice is made again to create the king hunt, or to start to go into the checkmate. So what do you guys think here? What is the move? Huh? What do you think? We know we have little pawn attacks here, checkmate. That would be checkmate right there. But the queen's in the way. So sometimes we simply need to move a queen out of the way, right? We simply need to move a queen out of the way. And so, yeah, why not? What would happen if the pawn moves? What would happen if the queen moves? Well, what if the bishop blocks, queen captures, checkmate? So this guy has to go here. Or he can capture, right? He can capture. And then of course, if we put bishop here, he captures again. And then if pawn goes check, queen captures again. So maybe that's not the move. So what else can we do? Think about this one. What do you say? Hey, yeah. Obviously, yeah, we're trying to get to the checkmate, right? So what do you think here? What would be the move here, huh? What do you guys think? Oops. What do you guys think here? Well, believe it or not, the move is the queen sacrifice. The queen goes to e5, attacking the king, creating the check, right? Creating the check. And if the bishop captures, well, obviously, I mean, if the bishop blocks, then we have checkmate. So the queen must capture, right? The queen must capture. Does that make sense? Now, what is the move? Well, the move now is pawn checkmate. Look at that. We did it in three. The puzzle was wrong. The puzzle was wrong, guys. And so, but it's a checkmate in three, you know. And so, well, let's look at the other move. Let's say, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let me hit this little bar here. All right, let's go back. Okay, so we go check here. The bishop blocks, right? Now, let's say, yeah, let's say again, this guy goes here. If the bishop blocks, that still doesn't work. It's still a checkmate. So yeah, you're right, Daniel. That is beautiful. Somehow they had a checkmate in four, and somehow they got it. But you know what? It was completely wrong. Well, hold on. There is another move. Hold on. It might be right. It might be right. There is another move because we forgot the pawn push. Okay, he goes here, right? He goes there. All right. So now, what happens in this case of the check? The queen doesn't capture, but the pawn pushes. Think about that one. It is a checkmate in four. What happens if the pawn pushes? Again, always look at the color of the square, the king. The color that the king is on, the color of the square that the king's on. That's always a deal. In fact, whenever you're looking at pieces, always consider the color of the squares. Yes, you're right. The bishop. Now, does the bishop go here? Does the bishop go down here to E2? Or is there another place where the bishop can go, Daniel? What do you think? I mean, yeah, the bishop could go there. Queen takes. The bishop could go there. The bishop could go there. The bishop could go there. Check. Queen takes. He takes. But then pawn. King just leaves. And we didn't get the checkmate. So what do you think? Daniel says up. Okay, hold on. Let's do that one again. So we go here. He goes there. Queen goes there. Pawn blocks. And Daniel says move it to F7. Very good, Daniel. That is the move. And of course, to that, the king cannot move there because of the bishop. The king cannot move here because two kings can't uh, be next to each other. The king cannot capture the pawn, right? And so the move is queen must block the check. And then again, you have another checkmate, and it's not with the queen, it's with the little pawn attacks the king. Checkmate. Cool. Now that's the final answer, guys. That is the final answer. Let me go through it again. It's queen attacking the corner, attacking the king. The bishop blocks the check. Sacrifice the queen. If the queen gets captured, it's checkmate by the little pawn here. So the queen does not want to capture. So the pawn blocks the check. The bishop gets into the attack and into the diagonal. The queen blocks, and then finally the little pawn gets the checkmate. All the pieces working together, and it's doing awesome. Hey, señor Rey, gracias por la invitación. No sé inglés, pero Flor, está bueno. Podemos mover las piezas se mueven en una manera universal. Estamos hasta dando un show de ajedrez. So, si tienes alguna pregunta, te la contesto aquí. Gracias por estar aquí. Un beso y un gran abrazo. Yeah, we got viewers from all over the world, guys, quite frankly, because of another show, and sometimes because of the Brownsville Royal Night page. All right, so let's do another one. Let's do another one here. Oops, I need to stop sharing on this one, and let me share another one. And let's see. We want to share the tab of the analyze board. No. This one here. All right, cool. So there we go. I'm sharing an empty board here, and I guess well, let's do another puzzle. Let's do another puzzle here. All right, so let's look at here. I normally use either the puzzles from Premier Chess up in New York with my good friend Evan Revan, National Master, of course. So let's look at let's see. Let's look at this one. This one here. Why to move and win? This is a beauty. Here we go. I'm gonna set the pieces. Let's see. Let's see what you guys think here. Now, as I'm talking about this, I would say that this is going to be about pawn forks. Pawn forks, guys, happen a lot in the middle of the board. All right. Pawn forks happen a lot in the middle of the board, and uh a lot of it has to do with pawn pushes, gaining tempo. Los peones crean horquillas. Horquillas cuando una pieza ataca más de dos piezas a la misma vez, ¿verdad? Los peones normalmente pueden atacar dos piezas. So this is going to be, remember, pawns can only attack two pieces. Other pieces can attack other pieces as well at the same time. Oops, this guy's up here and down here and no pawn there. We have a bishop here on g2. We have rooks here. I think no, he hasn't castle. Queen on e, king on e, I mean, rather, and the knights are protecting each other as a classical style. The bishop is here and that's it. All right, so these are the pieces for white. Let me analyze this. And let's see what happens here. What do you guys think of this one? This is various combinations, but in 3 moves, white gains an advantage. Este quiebracabezas, en 3 movimientos, blanco va a tener la ventaja, va a ganar una pieza en 3 movimientos. Y muchas veces esto se trata por las tácticas que se hacen en los juegos, claramente, ¿verdad? Y el resumen de esto es que un peoncito va a ser el que va a ser el que va a ganar la pieza extra. Which pawn will win an extra piece here? So let's look at the board. What do you guys think is the move? White to move and win here. White to move creates the attack. Let's see, and I want to make sure I put it correct. Yes, I did. All right, white to move. What do you think? It's not that hard if you understand the idea. The idea is to create a pawn fork where one pawn attacks 2 different pieces at the same time. This is done a lot in the last part of the opening, right before the middle game. As you can see, black has to develop his knight, but it's done by pawn pushes in the center. What do you think here? Any idea? Do I have you on this one? Let's see who's watching us here. Hey, Salinda Martinez, ¿cómo te va? How's it going? Silvia de Argentina, how's it going? ¿Cómo te va, Silvia? Qué bueno que estás aquí. And of course, Daniel and of course, Flor, que están visitando, and some other people. I can't see the rest of the people here. But great. So, what do you think? All right, so I'm going to start it. Remember, a grandmaster move is little pawn attacks big piece. And so the idea here is that the pawn's going to attack creating a fork. The pawn is attacking 2 pieces. El peoncito captura un peón y ahora está atacando dos piezas. Está atacando el alfil y está atacando el caballito. Los peones capturan en un diagonal todo el tiempo en su color, ¿verdad? Entonces, lo que pasa aquí es que si el alfil se mueve para atrás, el peón se va a capturar o se va a comer el caballito. Si el caballito se mueve para atrás, el peón se va a comer el bishop, ¿verdad? Dice, Daniel dice, what does Daniel say? Daniel says, I was going to choose that, but was still thinking. Good. Now, the bishop obviously captures because it's a free pawn. So the bishop says, me salvé. No me van a comer. So él se comió mi peón y yo me comió el peón para atrás. Quise salvar. Pero aquí viene la clave. Now, the bishop says, oh my goodness, I'm not going to lose a piece because he ate my pawn. I ate his pawn. But here comes the tactic. Right here's where the tactic comes in. And you got to pay attention to this one because you can do this one all the time, Daniel, during your games. So the move again is to push a pawn. Boom. Little pawn attacks big piece. He's attacking the bishop. Well, guess what? The bishop goes here. The pawn or the knight's going to capture. The pawn's and the knight's going to capture. And the bishop is crushed. So if the bishop goes to a safe square, si el alfil corre, el peoncito lo está atacando. Y si el alfil corre a un cuadro que denota en peligro, Mira, aquí vienen estos dos peones trabajando juntos, se mueve este peón y ¡pum! Ahí está otra vez el gancho. There's the fork again. Y dice Daniel, ouch! Salió quién sabe de dónde salió. That came out of nowhere, right, Daniel? And so if the bishop moves away, which is more than likely what's going to happen, the pawn will capture, and of course this happens, and you're down, you're winning a piece. You're up a piece already, right? So that was the solution to that one, guys. Let me go back so you could guys. Oh, hold on, where is it? Let me see. You guys see it? So it's pawn captures, bishop captures, pawn attacks, bishop moves, fork is created. And it doesn't matter who moves, the pawn's going to capture a piece right back. Does that make sense? Now, there is some other possibilities here. All right. Now, pawn captures, bishop captures, pawn goes here. He says, man, if I move back, I'm going to get crushed. Might as well capture. And there again, you still won. You still win a piece. There is another one where he captures, and of course the bishop just moves out and he captures, and you win a piece, right? Or you could do it the other way, where he captures, the knight moves away, and he captures, and of course you still win a piece. But more than likely, the position is going to go like this. He captures, you go there, he moves back. This guy thinks he moved to a safe place, and the pawn pushes, and we get a fork, a pawn fork in the middle of the board. And the whole bit, he captures, this guy captures, the queen's gonna capture back, and of course we can't move here to attack because we're protecting that guy. So basically the idea here would be maybe castle, and we're cool. We would castle. Oh, I forgot to put that you could castle, but that would be castle if he can't go check here because knight attacks, and then the rook would have the open file, or semi-open file, and he would be okay. Does that make sense, guys? Does that make sense? Cool, man. All right. So let's work on another one. If you have any questions, si tienen alguna pregunta, pónganlo en los comentarios. Let me see. Let me check the next one. All right. Let me leave the board here, and let me bring another one. Let me bring another board in, and here we go. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Hold on. Let me take that out. Okay. So let me bring another board up here, and we go ahead and create another puzzle for you guys to see. Analyze board again. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And hold on. I forgot to go. Oops. Here we go. Board editor. There we go. We're going to clear the board. We're going to clear the board, and I'm going to set up pieces. This is going to be a flip. So we're going to flip the board, and it's going to be black to move. It's going to be black to move. And I'm going to allow castles for both sides. All right, I might as well put that in case we go take this one into the end game. So here we go. Let me set up the pieces. You got a rook here. We got a rook there. I didn't land that one rook there. The king is in the middle. Has not castled yet. Let's see. This guy's here. The knight's on what is it? C3, and we got 3 pawns on each side. There we go. And I think we have a bishop. Yeah, we have a bishop on g5. And we have another pawn here on f5. All right. So those are all the white pieces. Let's start with the king. King's in this position. Rook 8 at f8. The king is on d8. Here we go. And we got bishop on e7. We have knights. Normal. Oops. Right here. Normally where they're at. We got pawns. 1, 2, 3 in front of the king. We got 1, 2, and skip and put 1 there. And that is the position for black. So let's analyze. Let me make sure I got everybody in there. All right. Everything's there. Everything's cool. So let's analyze this position. Black to move and win. Black to move. These are all black to move and win. Or, well, not. A lot of these puzzles today are going to be black to move or white to move and win. So they're not checkmates, but maybe we might have one. So what do you think? What can black do here? Again, we're looking at forks, right? We're looking at forks. What do you suppose is the move here? But there could be something else. What do you think here? Huh? What do you think? All right. Think about it. Think about the move here. This is a little bit of remove the guard, but it starts with a fork. A little bit of remove the guard, but it starts with a fork. Your long range pieces, like your bishop, your rook, and your queen, they normally are aiming at pieces, and sometimes they're attacking pieces. An attack means that that piece can capture a piece directly, can capture. Whether it's a good move or a bad move, it can capture it. Aim is more or less when they're hiding in the background. Maybe they have a piece that's in front, one of their pieces that's in front of them. Maybe it's kind of like a pin, but the piece is aiming at a target. He's aiming at a target, and eventually he's going to get it. I'm so bad at notation, D said Daniel. Let's see. I'm so bad at this, but I would move my knight to attack your queen. Oh, pretty cool. You're saying, he's saying move the knight here to attack the queen, right? The queen would probably move, let's say the queen moves back because the knight was aiming right here. All right, Daniel, what's your follow-up now? What's your follow-up? Not a bad move. Not a bad move at all, Daniel. You push the queen back. The knight's in the middle of the board. Knight's going to be very strong, very solid. But what's the move now? What are you going to do about it now? What does your position, what does the board tell you to do now? What do you see? What can we do? Let's see. Huh? Well, if we push the pawn, if you were thinking push the pawn, oops, I'm getting the wrong board. If you were thinking push the pawn, where is it? If you were thinking push the pawn, he's got two pieces on it. He's got this guy and he's got this guy, and you only have one protector. You only have one protector, so you wouldn't. That wouldn't be a good thing. You could possibly bring the queen here to create a pin, but I think that's kind of slow. So what do you think? I pinned your pawn with my queen. Well, yeah, yeah, maybe. I guess, but there's always you. The thing here, Daniel, is to look at this position. Always look at these three pieces. This is a black. Well, this is a tactic that happens a lot. This has happened. See, this knight here, he can always go to this square, protect the bishop, and attack something else at the same time. Does that make sense? That happens a lot. Cool. But the thing here is this: the move here is push the pawn. Right? We push the pawn e4 to attack. Now, let's say the knight captures. What is the move? We simply capture, right? We simply capture. If this guy captures, then we have this. If he captures, then we have this, and that bishop's ours because of this. He goes. He say he castles. We can go here. If he goes there, we can capture. Even if he goes check, we have here, and we're still winning. We use a little bit of what we call pins and open files on this one, right? Does that make sense, guys? All right, let's see here. Let's do that again. So the idea is pawn push, right? Pawn hold on, go back. This is very cool. You liked all that? I'm gonna go through it again. Okay, you know what? This is what I did on this one, Daniel. All right, so here we go. The idea was, let's say the knight captures. Let's just say the knight captures. All right. So obviously we captured because this opens up the diagonal here. All right. The diagonal. Uh, and what did I say? I mean, we have two captures. He can capture here and he can capture there. All right. So let's just take one of them. Bishop captures, queen captures, right? Bishop captures, right? And we cannot capture. We cannot capture the bishop. We cannot capture the bishop because the queen captures, right? The queen cannot capture the bishop because queen would capture queen. Does that make sense? And so the idea is just simply bring the rook over or bring the rook over. It doesn't matter. And we create a battery. Two pieces working together, attacking one square. But remember, the bishop is also pinned. The bishop's a pinned piece, and the bishop cannot move. That's why you get the win. Now, the bishop would love to capture the knight because pawn captures and queen would capture right back, but it's impossible. And so, let's say he castles queenside, we still get this. Let's say he develops the rook, we capture here. And, if he captures the queen or not, it doesn't matter. If he goes for the check, then, of course, we capture here, and we got two pieces on him. He's going to capture a queen, but we capture his queen anyway. And I mean, on this one, I guess he can. I don't know. He can't even capture the pawn because it's black to move. So here, maybe, I don't know. Maybe we can protect the pawn if we really wanted to, or we can just move maybe here. He captures and we capture there. Um, but we can, we protect the pawn and we're doing fine. Does that make sense, Daniel? Does that make sense? All right, so let's see. Let's see. What's another way to do this? All right, so let me go here. All right, again, pawn push in the center. Let's say bishop takes. All right, let's say bishop takes. All right, you can still take here. Let's say the knight takes. Okay, we can take here, and let's say knight takes, and then we take here, and there we go again. He's got 1, 2, 3 pieces, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, plus the pawns, of course. And so we want a piece on that combination. Does that make sense? Ganamos una pieza en esa combinación. Y la combinación empezó con el peoncito atacando las dos piezas. Does that make sense? Yeah, but I would be happier with my little pawn, with my pawns a little more developed. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But okay, let's look at the end game. You have a point there. Let's look at the end game. Let's look at that. Let's look at this position. Does he captures with the bishop? Because let's say this guy likes knights. He captures here, right? Uh let's say the bishop captures. Okay, we can capture here, and he captures there, and of course there it is again. Or worse, look, since this is a pin, look at this, we have that, and the knight's still ours. So maybe he castles this way, we can capture this way, or better yet, what did I do? No, I went, where did I go? Man, I forgot for here it is. It was this one. So we take that one. Let's just take with the queen. Let's just take with the queen. If queen runs away, the queen can't protect this pawn, right? So either queen takes queen and pawn takes, or queen runs away and we win this pawn. It's gravy. So more than likely, queen takes, he goes here, right? And so we got to protect that pawn. So here we go. If he attacks it, he can't attack it. See, he can't attack it. So maybe he stops it there. Not a problem, right? He can stop it there, and of course we can just talk. We can just go right here, and now we're challenging. If he takes, well, we would take with this one, keeping that guy. Now this is a pin piece, so he can attack it and win it, right? He can do that. And so what do? We simply bring this guy over, right? Or we just simply move the knight. Say he captures with this, we capture with that. He's not going to do that. We have the knight. We're going to win the game with the knight. So what's the move? This is an end game. What do we do in the end game? Well, every piece has a job in the end game. And you got to know the jobs of the pieces in the end game. In the end game, the king's job is to get to the middle of the board. So this king has to go to the middle of the board. Somewhere here, somewhere there, somewhere here. He is going to go after the unprotected pawn. Whatever pawn is weak, that will be the king's target. The king's job is also to create opposition and to control the square where the pawn will become a queen. That's called the queening square. The square where the pawn will become a queen. El cuadrito de la reina. El cuadro and the el peón se convierte en reina, ¿verdad? So el rey tiene que proteger ese cuadro. So that's his job. The knight's job is to attack the weak pawn or to get rid of whatever piece is out there. The pawn's job is not to move because when he pawn moves, he becomes weak. So he stays his ground and he kind of waits. But if he can, he moves. The pawn moves for only a few reasons, right? He moves to block a pawn, he moves to separate pawns, or he moves to capture. But he just doesn't move randomly because those are wasted moves. Let the king and let the extra piece do the whole job. The pawns will move when they have to. Does that make sense? So in this case, we can move this pawn here because that blocks this pawn and it controls that square. We can do that, or we can just move the knight here, and that does the same thing, right? Because now we have this square and we have that square and we have this square and we have those squares. Let's say this guy moves the king up. Okay, well then we got to move this. Let's say the king moves here. Well, bad move. Look at this. If he moves here, look at this. Now we have a fork and another check, and we run away. Never go behind pawns unless you have to. Better this. And now these two pawns are weak because they're separated. Does that make sense? Now, let's say this guy attacks. Well, we simply, hey, we can push a pawn here. We can push a pawn here. Now, if this guy attacks here thinking, okay, if I capture, I lose this. No, the move is go here. Now, pawn pushes. No problem. These guys are still there. The king, now we look at the square of the pawn. Look at the square of the pawn. If the king is inside the square of the pawn, the king will capture it. So he pushes. Now, guess what? The king can't move here. He's got to stay there protecting that guy. And we already have a target for it. So let's say pawns start pushing. Okay, there we go. Pawns start pushing. There we go. And he's got a 2-to-1. So we capture first. See, he's got this. He goes here. He goes here. We go there. Nothing happens. Let's say this comes around. So what do? Oh, look at this. Another check. Boom. And he's got to move maybe there. And here we go. Let's say he goes into this one, the 3 versus 3. There's a way to win here, right? So what do? We just stay there, get closer. Or look at this. We can push this pawns to control these 4 or these 3 squares so that the pawn doesn't move. Let's say he tries attacking. So what do? Oh, look at it again. Love the knights. Look at this. He would go here. Let's say he goes here. There's another check. Let's say he attacks. So here it is. Boom. And it's over. The king can't go anywhere. He goes here. No big deal. He can't go here, can't go there, can't go there, can't go here. We can simply go maybe there because this guy can't go. If he does, we have push or we have en passant. He's dead. He goes here. What do? We go there, right? Or what else can we do? We can go here. It's over. He starts coming back. We got that. He starts going this way to go for that guy. Here it is. He's got to capture. He's got to capture. Oops, what's wrong with this? He's got to capture. We have to capture. He goes here. Oh, it's protected. Right? So we push. He goes after this guy. No big deal. Queen. He captures here. We capture there. It's over, daddy. He goes here, and what do we got? We can go. Oh, we got check. He goes here, right? He goes there. We push the pawn. There we go. Boom. He's stuck. And now we got checkmate. He's got to go here. So look at this. Check. Boom. Look at this. Check. Boom. And we have checkmate. Yeah. Yeah. The king couldn't take the pawns. No, that's right. Right? Because the kings were together. When the pawns are together, the king cannot get close to the pawns. So this is why you always gotta, do a puzzle. Hey, work the puzzle, but then if you can work towards an end game. End game's where you're gonna win the game a lot of times. The end game's where you're gonna win the game. I always love to do end game deals whenever possible. Right. So let's clear the board. Let's do another one here. Here. Let's see. Let me flip this on and let me get another puzzle for you guys. Probably maybe the last puzzle. So let's see what happens, man. Man, hope you all are doing good. And All right, here we go. Black to move and win. Here's another puzzle here. Uh, black to move. ¿Qué dice? No. Uh, no, but before. No, but before. Okay. It wasn't protected. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, you figured that one in a little bit, right? All right, so let's flip the board here. All right, black to move. Black to move. Yeah, the computer wouldn't let me make an illegal move, Daniel, by the way. All right, so we move the king here, and we'll put that guy there, that bishop there. Pawns go here, here, and there, and then there's this is here. Okay, pawn, and pawn. We got a couple of rooks here and here. We got a queen, right there. You got a bishop where a knight normally sits, and here we go. All right. So these are the white pieces. They look pretty good. The rooks are very strong, by the way. Let's put the king back here on g8. We got a rook here and another rook in the corner. We got some pawns in the standard position here. More pawns over here. These guys are doing this little dance here. Bishop there. Bishop for our finchetto. Queen is on f6. We got a knight here protecting the queen, and that is all she wrote on that one. All right, so this is the black pieces here. All right, so black to move, right? Black to move, and let's see what you guys see here. Always look at the long range pieces. Look at your targets. What are you aiming at, and see where you're going to go with that, right? Think about it. What can you do here? What is the move? Black to move. Así que negro por mover todo el tiempo mira las piezas que van a larga distancia, como las torres, los alfines y la reina. Todo el tiempo tienen piezas que están atacando a la distancia. So what do you think here? Hmm? Give you a little bit of time to think about that, and we got that going, right? So what do you think? Any idea? Any idea? Daniel, you got an idea? Any Royal Knights out there have an idea to the next move? All right, this is very interesting. Yes, you're right. This is interesting. Interesting position. Black to move. Black has advantage. All right, so what do you think? Black has advantage here. Any idea? All right. Think about it. Sometimes there's sacrifices. Sometimes the idea is to force a piece to get out of the way. All right. Attack the knight with the pawn. Attack the knight of no, well, actually that would not work because of en passant. He goes here, the pawn captures here, and the pawn has a fork. En passant. That doesn't work, Daniel. Sorry. But good try though. It was little pawn attacks big piece, but that doesn't work. So the idea, believe it or not, look at these two rooks. Always look at the squares around the king. Right? Always look at the squares around the king. The king is stuck behind a wall of pawns and the bishop, so the king can't move. So when you see positions like that, you have to always think back rank checkmate. Back rank checkmate. A checkmate on the 8th rank or the 1st rank, where you attack with a rook or a queen and you attack the whole line. Hey, look what's hey Alan, look at what is protecting the knight. Yes, very good. Alan's got it going there. I was thinking about sacking my rook. Okay, now you're thinking, you got to think sacrifice. Nothing gets created by simple moves. But Alan says this. Alan says, look who's protecting the knight. The queen is protecting the knight. Who's attacking the knight? we have the queen, and we have the bishop. We have a battery attacking the knight. So we have kind of like a 2-to-1, even though it's not a 2-to-1, because this guy also has two protecting, right? Think about it. Have I given you any hints now? Think about the move. You win a piece here, and maybe a checkmate. You win a piece here, or maybe a checkmate, right? You win a piece, or maybe a checkmate. So what do you think? Sack the queen. Yeah. Yeah. The thing is sack the queen. You're correct. I call this a diva sack, right? A diva sack is as I'm known for saying that in on the premier chess community. Sack the queen. All right. Now, in between move. All right. Check, check, and now you have this. He captures, right? And now, of course, we have capture queen, right? We have capture queen, or we have check. Which one should we do next? Check or capture queen? If we capture the queen, that's the move. Capture queen, because rook can't capture, right? If rook captures, then we have checkmate. Does that make sense? You guys see that? So yeah, the move is queen captures the knight, and it's over, right? If queen captures, we have bishop captures. If rook captures, we have rook checkmate, right? Here we do it again. He goes here. If queen captures, let's say rook, well, black to move. Obviously, we're going to capture here. If rook captures, then we have here. And he still cannot capture this because of this checkmate. Either way, either way you slice it, this is a free piece because of the back rank check. Does that make sense? Hey, Alan, how's it going? You can also go bishop. Yes, you can also go where, Alan? Let's see. Let me look at that. Rook captures d8. Yeah, yeah. Well, of course, he can go here. Rook captures d8. Obviously, you're gonna capture back. If queen captures here, then obviously you're gonna capture back. If he captures here, then you capture either way. Either way, he's a goner, right, Alan? Either way, Alan, how's it going, man? One of these days you'll start your your church show. I just thought about doing a test show, and I did it in about 30 minutes, man. So this is why a lot of people might not know about it. But you know, I just need to get doing them again. So, but yes, the move. Sacrifice. Hey, Daniel says that's why I always open up the pawns in front of my king. Well, yeah, you can, and you know he's got a finchetto position. He's got the bishop protecting here, and yeah, that's great. He got stuck back here with no back door. His back door was this bishop was his back door, but this bishop was locked. You know, he had put a lock on this back door, and he forgot the combination. Yeah, the king forgot the combination, so he couldn't open the door to go here and walk away. So yeah, he got stuck. Does that make sense, guys? Super, super cool, man. So again, I'll finish that one up. Again, queen probably will take queen, and of course you win a piece right there. And that's probably where as far as it goes right there. That's probably it's. Hey, Alice got my first was last night. Really? Oh wow, I didn't know that. I would have it would have been fun to watch. I was busy last night though, so it was cool. But yeah, that's I'll check it, Alan. I'll see it I'll go to your page and see it there. I'm sure it's there, and maybe I'll make a comment or something. Este, but yeah, but after this, you know, you already won a piece. He's not going to capture. He might go here, and of course you go here, and again he can't capture anyway. So more than likely he'll maybe bring the bishop out or something like that, and then of course from there this bishop just simply maybe captures there. So but yeah, he can't even do that. He's got to protect. You know, he goes here, you go there. He goes here, he might go here, you go there, and of course then he's going to protect the pawn. That's probably what he'll do. You know, and then of course here you can go there, or you're winning, right? When you're winning, what do? We trade. So what's the move here? Trade, 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 trade. Now let's say he pins you. What would be the move here? White just did a bad move. What would be Black's best move to really destroy him here? What do you think here? Well, I created a pin, which is in most cases a good idea, but sometimes the pin can be reversed. So what do you think the move is? What do you think the move is here? Well, the idea is always look for a good check. What color is the king on? The king's on the brown square, right? Who attacks on the brown squares? The bishop. So yeah, check him. That's correct, Daniel. That is correct. The bishop captures. The bishop captures the bishop. The king captures, and we get a free piece of the discovery. The discover check, right? And again, we're totally winning here. Uh Maybe I don't know what would happen here. Maybe this pawn moves here. What's the move? Attack. Boom. He's got to go here. What's the move here? Um, hey, here we go. We want to create a pin, right? Let's say he goes here. What is the move here? You could totally total. Well, no, yeah, let's say okay. No. All right, here we go. No. Where was the move? Where was the move? Was it that one? Ah, man, I'm always really bad up on these moves. Putting them back. No. What is? I don't know. It was here, right? It was here. There you go. So I don't think he would do that. But in case he did that, you have rook captures, or you have check. Maybe he goes check, he goes here, and then you can even capture here because you don't care. You're winning anyway, so you just totally just destroy him, right? At that point, you totally just destroy him. And maybe you go here to attack this pawn and that pawn, and then, getting to this square. It doesn't matter. You're gonna win. You have two pieces. You can sacrifice a knight for two pieces to create a pass pawn, and you get your queen. It'll all be gone. Does that make sense, guys? So, guys, this is cool. I'm glad I came in. And the whole bit. Thank you for joining in. We are definitely going to come back again and start this chess shows on a regular basis. I know we did one. I think we did one last week, and so we're on it again. And it's the so yeah. Again, those of you that are Scholastic players in the Brownsville area or the Rio Grande Valley, or mainly, I guess, the south part in Region 8, there's going to be a tournament at Champion Elementary. I'll post some information on that today or tomorrow, and that's open to Scholastic players. Um, let's see what happens with that. Um, I don't know about an open tournament at some point where I need to maybe create one because I can't wait for other people, right? And so, okay, you said, Daniel, yep, it's over. And at that point, unless you blunder like me, haha. No, I think even you could win this position, Daniel. So, guys, muy buenas noches. Thank you for joining in. Again, I'll be doing a show a week from now on, and it's the Alan, Chessmaster Alan has a podcast, a chess podcast. I guess he does them on Fridays. Check his page out, and let's see what happens. And check the other chess shows that are going on, man. I know, guys, if you really want to do puzzles, again, one of the things. Let me just share. Let me just share one really quick thing here. Um, let's see. Do I have mine? I think I have mine. I'm not too sure, but let me just share this. Uh, Guys, if you really want to get strong at chess, I would suggest uh you do puzzles, man. So on lead chess, you can just hit puzzles here, and you can probably sometimes I use this, but look at this. You can go here and you can do end games. You can do puzzles on end games. You can do everything, man. You got puzzles on openings. You got puzzles on different tactics. Different things like that. You got puzzles on sacrifices. And the whole bit. And you just click on that, and then you work the puzzle lot, man. And that will definitely get you a whole lot stronger. Does that make sense? All right, guys. So I will let you go. You guys are awesome. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the tonight, this evening, and let's see. Yes, can you say? Yep. I think the end game is my weakness. Yeah, end game. You just got to study it, man. You just got to study it. I teach a lot of end game to my students. I mean, the other day we were talking about queen versus queen with pawns end games. In fact, all last week, most of my lessons were on that. That's I drill my students a lot. That's why when they go play, they win. They could be lower rank and they'll beat a higher rank player because they know their stuff. They're set for success, and that's the thing. I'm gonna make sure that they win. So guys, yeah, definitely have a great night, Daniel. Take care. You guys are awesome. Muy buenas noches. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. We gonna start the music and end the show. And bye.